to let them know that, hey, God is with us.
It's going to be a sign. Yeah. So honestly, later context really tells you what the sign is. It's going to be a sign that basically that the Lord will bring upon the people days that have not come since the day that Ephraim departed from Judah, the king of Assyria.
Okay, in verse 16, it
So
says,
it's going to be a like a sign that there's going to be days similar to like what happened when Ephraim departed from Judah.
when we read verse 14, right? When we read verse 15, when it says, for when the lad, right? Is that lad talking about the child in verse 14?
14. I'm sorry. Ask the question again.
In
What
verse
call, sorry.
16, in verse 16, when it says, for when the lad, or for when the child, right? Is that
Right.
talking about the child in verse 14 that's supposed to be born?
Is it talking about the child in verse 14 that's
That's
supposed to be
supposed to be
born?
born. Yes. So when
It
we
only
read from verse,
mentions the child in verse 14 that's supposed to be born. Of course, it's talking about the child.
okay, so right here it says, for when the child does not yet know to reject bad and choose good, the land who two kings you dread shall be abandoned. What two kings is it talking about?
It's talking about the land, but it's talking about the two kings that he dread. It's talking about what's her name, Rezin
Rezin and Pekah.
and Pekah or Damascus, whatever.
Okay, so
No.
if it
But the
says,
subject is not them. The subject is their land,
okay, I
which I
mean,
feel like kind of ruins your argument.
it says the land will be abandoned, right? How do you abandon the land?
It
Take
says
away.
the land whose two kings you dread will be deserted. So the
Okay.
land of these two kings who you dread, so we know the two kings you dread, this land of them will be deserted.
Desert. Okay, how do you desert a land? The people don't. The people won't be there.
Well, I mean,
Won't nothing be there.
it can happen many ways. Like it
Right.
depends.
Okay. So what is your what would be your understanding of the of the land being deserted?
I mean, the
Because
the
obviously people. Because
enemies not
obviously
being there, the attack not being there, like it's gonna be deserted. It's gonna be what does deserted mean? Literally, like I feel like it's
okay.
in itself.
If people are in that land, is it deserted? Can people be in a land and it's still deserted?
You'd have to clarify like what people are deserted. That'd be the only possibility.
No, I'm saying, if we are in a
Yeah,
land, is that
right.
land deserted?
Yeah, I'm saying the land would. If you're just talking about us, the land would not be deserted by us because we're in the land. But if you're clarified, we're in the land, but it's deserted by the Hebrew Israelites. You feel me? But like I said, based off
No,
that
no, no,
statement,
no,
no. Based off this statement, yes.
no. I'm saying, listen. Just say you're in your state, right? And there's people in your state, right?
Yes.
Is your
Based off
state
that statement,
is
it's
your
not
state
deserted. No. Based
okay?
off this statement,
Okay,
no.
okay. If people are not, if people were in that state and now there are no more people in that state, is that state deserted?
I'm sorry. Ask the second part again. I'm sorry.
I'm
Ask it one
saying,
more time.
okay, right? If people are in that state and then people were taken out of that state, is that state deserted?
Yeah. If there's nobody in it by the regular definition
Oh,
of
okay,
deserted,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So it says the land whose two kings you dread shall be deserted. So
Will be
obviously,
deserted.
those two kings have people in that land. Because if it wasn't, it wouldn't say it would be deserted. It will already be deserted. Correct?
I think, see, this is where you're messing up. It says the land whose two kings you dread will be deserted.
So it's not
So it's
deserted at that
talking about,
time.
no, so like it's talking about this is a prophecy. So it's talking about when this happens, like it's going to be at the time when this land of the two kings you hated is deserted. You get me? So this is trying to pinpoint it to a time for the prophecy. You get me?
I agree. I agree. But what I'm
Okay.
saying, what I'm saying is, at this point of the prophecy being given,
At this point, it's not deserted.
it's
Yeah.
not deserted. Okay. So a part of that land be deserted, the people will have to be taken out, correct?
A part of that land being deserted, the people would have to be, they wouldn't have to be taken out, but based off that, without a clarification, the people would have to be gone somewhere or another, without qualification, of course.
Okay. So It says, "For when the lad does not yet know to reject and bad and choose the good, it's going to be deserted." So this child will have to be born before this land is deserted.
For when before the boy knows how to refuse good. So before yeah, that's a possibility, or he's very young.
Yeah, he's going to
Like
be a
one or the
baby.
other.
Okay. So
Yeah, he's
when
gonna be
did
a tiny baby. Not you understand? Yeah,
okay?
one or the other.
So remember in verse 8, right? It says, "For the head of Aram is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin, and in another 65 years, Ephraim shall be broken, no longer to be a people." Or is Ephraim in that land of one of those two kings that they dread?
Is Ephraim in the land of the two kings that they dread?
Yes, it's the people of Ephraim. Are they in the land of the two kings that the house of David and Ahaz dread?
Yeah, it's yeah. Well, I
Okay,
mean, it's they were attacking them. Yeah,
okay. And we know that if people are taken or there no longer are people in a land, that land would be deserted, correct?
correct.
Okay. So if that land is supposed to be, or those people are supposed to be no longer a people within 65 years, in verse 16, it says, "For before the lad knows to choose the good and reject the evil, those lands are going to be deserted." That also means that that child has to be born within the
Yeah, the
65.
lands will be deserted because the child is going to come. See, this is what you're misconceiving. I get what you're saying now. I understand the misunderstanding now. So what you're saying is it's telling us obviously Ahaz and them in their time are in the situation of this conflict happening. God
Mhm.
tells them this conflict will be resolved in 65 years and Ephron will be shattered from being a people, right? Right. Okay. And then he's telling us, they're giving us a prophecy and saying, hey, when this kid comes, in your head, this kid is the sign of the land being deserted.
This kid is a sign to Ahaz that those two kingdoms are going to be destroyed
Okay. Right.
within 65 years. But that's not the end of the prophecy, though. That's connected to 14. I think a lot of people just read 14, but 14 is connected to 15, 16, 17. Uh,
Yeah. And
to
I
understand
would
who
agree. I would agree.
to
But
understand who fulfills
the
14.
problem is 14 and 15, like I feel like that all really goes in with 17. So this is where I feel like the misunderstanding is. Because like we read 16, like we were just reading, for the boy knows how to refuse for the start at 15. He shall eat curds and honey when he knows how to refuse the evil and choose good. For the boy knows how to refuse the evil and choose the good. The land whose two kings For the land whose two kings you dread will be deserted. The Lord will bring upon you and upon your people and upon your father's house such days as have not come since the day that Ephron departed from Judah, the king of Assyria. So they're going to bring days that were similar to the days like it was when this land was deserted. And the sign is for these days, and they're comparing the days that are to come to the days of Ephron being deserted. You get me?
No, it says from the day that Ephraim was departed from Judah.
Was departed from Judah. Yes, so they're comparing the day to come to the day that Ephron departed, which you say Ephron departing in verse
It's
8
not
and
comparing.
9.
It's not comparing days. It's
It
saying the
says,
look.
Lord will bring upon you and upon your people and upon your fathers. So you guys have brought this whole argument with the misconstruction because you haven't read verse 7 or understood verse 17,
I
to
have
be honest.
understood. I was actually going to read verse
And
17.
verse, I mean, but this, like in my head, this changes a lot of it. But the Lord will bring upon you and upon your people and upon your father's house such days. So the Lord's going to bring upon this, all of them, days, right? As have not come. So days that have not come since the day that Ephron departed. So
Right.
what days have not come since the day of that Ephron departed?
It says, "The Lord shall bring upon you and your people and upon your father's house days which have not come since the day that Ephraim turned away from Judah,
So it's
namely the king
comparing.
of."
So it's comparing this time, the future, that it's going to be similar to the Ephron day that like it
It's
departed,
it's
right?
it's not it's not making nothing similar. It's just saying there's
How's
not.
it?
It
What do
just
you mean?
says
How's it not?
days
What are you
with.
talking about?
It's only saying that he's bringing up days that have which not come since the day that Ephraim turned away from a king of Judah, the king of Syria. So he's
Okay,
bringing
so this day that will come is similar to the day that Ephraim departed from Judah, right? Because days like this hasn't come since that day. So it's similar, right? Y'all copped out of verse. Y'all copped out of the virgin thing, and I grant, like we went over it, we just ignored it.
no. I didn't.
But
I didn't
like,
cop. I didn't cop out no about
because
virgin
you got to
nothing.
think we're compiling, like you said, we got to keep it all. So we're so part
Right.
so far with the prophecy, it's going to be a virgin who will give us a son, and this son in his days will be like the days that were when like the day when Ephron departed from Judah. And there hasn't been any days since that day. So when the son comes, it will be similar to that day. And when this son comes, it'll come from a virgin. So what we're looking for is a virgin to have a child. Number one, did not happen within the 65 years of King Ahaz, right? And then number two, we're looking for the day to be similar as the day Ephraim was departed from Judah. So far, these are the two standards of checking out the fulfillment of
Okay.
Wait, so you
who it's
saying
talking about.
that that hasn't happened yet?
I'm saying that it. I'm saying that it happened, right? Because if we continue to
He's
read,
saying it happened in the Old Testament.
yeah, verse 17 through 20 is only telling you how Assyria is going to be the one that destroys these kingdoms and take Judah captive. If we
Yeah, it
continue to
happened in the
read,
Old Testament.
huh?
It's already happened.
That's what I'm trying to show him, man.
Let me go tell you, like Jesus told Mary
Hold on,
Magdalene,
hold
your
on,
brother
hold on.
has risen.
Before you get to her, hold on, hold on, real quick. So in verse, I just want to clarify, verse 16. If these kingdoms or if these lands are going to be abandoned within 65 years, and the lad, it's going to happen before the lad knows to reject and choose the good. That means that this lad has to be born within 65 years too.
No, that doesn't.
Okay,
That
it
doesn't
says,
follow.
"For when the lad does not yet know to reject bad and choose good," meaning he's going to be a baby, right?
Well, my verse says different, but I remember a translation saying very similar.
Yeah.
My
Well,
translation doesn't. It says it doesn't qualify if he's going to know or not know, but it says for before the boy.
yet
Oh wait, yeah, it
knows.
does. Yeah. No, it does. I didn't read it earlier. Before the boy knows how to refuse, so he could possibly be born and very young, or yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, because why
or
would it
not born yet.
say? Why would it say for before the boy knows to reject the bad and choose the good? And it's talking about a boy that's not even born yet.
Okay, but you're trying to say, are you trying to say when this boy comes is when what 8 and 9 is talking about will happen?
Yes,
Okay,
when the
so
child,
this is no, no,
hold
no.
on,
Let's
real
deal with
quick.
this because that's horrible
I,
reading comprehension. That's
hold on,
horrible reading
listen
comprehension.
to what I'm saying. Listen to what
I'm
I'm saying.
listening, and that's
I'm
where I got to the
saying,
point. I'm listening.
okay, for what I'm saying is when this child is born, this is when Assyria is going to be the ones that abandon the land, make
No,
Ephraim not a
okay, so
people
I
anymore.
agree. I agree. When the child is born, I agree to an extent. When the child is born, Ephraim will be like this land will be deserted. But it does not say that what's happening in 8 and 9 will happen like that will the happening of it is when this child is born. You feel me? This is saying that there will be this child will grow up in similar day to when this day happened when Ephraim was departed. It's saying this child will come in an after day and this day will be similar to when Ephraim departed. So it can't be the sign of the day when Ephraim departed when it's comparing it to the day of Ephraim departed. You feel me? Like that wouldn't follow at all. Like at all.
Like what you're saying doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Okay, let's read it. I'm gonna show you. No, 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 no. Let me show
Verse
you. Can I
8
read it?
if verse 8 is saying within 65 years Ephraim is going to be no longer to be a people, and then we go
Okay, so
get to
God's making a statement. He's
right,
saying he's making a little bit of a prophecy, but he's just letting him know in 65 years Ephraim will be shattered as a people. Okay?
right. Hmm.
Okay, so in 65 years Ephraim will be shattered as a people, right?
Within 65 years.
And you said earlier that this land would have to be deserted before the kid was born, right?
No, 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 not before the kid was born. When the
Oh, so
kid,
now when the kid is born.
no, I already said, I said the child
Earlier, you were
has.
saying before the kid was born. I was the
No,
one who said
I
the
never
kid
said
could
before.
possibly be born, but really young.
No, I never said before. I said I said this child has to be born. He's just not going to know to choose the good and I said he's going to be
Well,
born and he's going to be a
he's
baby.
going to be born into this land being deserted, right?
No, he's going to
Okay,
be
let's read it. Let's read it. No, let's read it. Let's read it
when
because you're
he.
lying on the
I
scripture
want.
now. Now you're lying.
I'm
Let's read the
not
scripture.
lying on this. I don't think you even
Can I read it?
understand what I'm
Can I
saying.
read it? I do.
What?
I understand completely.
What
Can
am
I
I
read the
saying
scripture?
that's
Can I
making me
read the
lie?
scripture?
Okay.
You're
Yes, but I
what
want to
you're trying to.
understand you. I want to understand you. What am I saying that I'm lying about on scripture?
You're saying that this boy who will be born of a virgin is going to be the sign of when is going to be basically the telling of that 8 and 9 happened. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, by way of 17, 18, 19, and 20.
Which I'm telling you.
Verse 8 is happening by way of 17, 18,
Yeah,
19,
so
and
that's
20.
your claim. And I'm telling you 17, 18, 19, 20 literally rebuttal that. Like the verse. So let's read it. Can we read it?
Go
We'll
ahead.
start at 8. Let's read 8 again down to at least 17, okay?
Okay.
Or 18. Okay?
Mhm.
It shall not stand. So we already read context. We already read the whole chapter.
Mhm.
Not the whole chapter, but a lot of it. I love it.
Mhm.
Hey, I love that we're in the Bible at least. That's happy. That
Mhm.
makes me happy. It shall not stand, and it shall not come to pass. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. And within 65 years, Ephraim will be shattered from being a people. And the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is the son of Remaliah. If you are not firm in faith, you will not be firm at all. Okay, so let's go over this part one more time just to make sure it's clear. 65 years.
That's what happened to Ephraim, huh?
I
I
don't know
don't know
what
what
you're
you're
talking
talking
about,
about.
bro.
I don't know either. I don't
The
know
tribes of
either.
Israel. I was wondering what happened to Ephraim. They gone. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So it says, it shall not stand when it comes to pass. The head of Ephraim is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. So technically, the head of Ephraim is, I meant the head of Syria is Damascus, the head of Damascus is Rezin. So the head of Syria is Rezin, and then we know Ephraim will be shattered from being a people, and the head of Ephraim is Samaria, right? And the head of Samaria is the son of Remaliah, right? So they're going to be destroyed in 65 years. So it's telling us this is going to happen in 65 years, right?
Within 65 years.
Yes. Okay. And then the Lord spoke again to Isaiah, right?
Mhm.
He just gave us a prophecy, right? And then he just spoke to us again, giving another prophecy. So you're, and this is the conflation. In my head, this is two different prophecies. In your head, this is the same prophecy, if that makes sense, right? Like you believe this is all really like one prophecy, like from
Correct.
8 to 17. Okay, see, that's where we're conflicting. That's if you really think about that hard, that's the part where we're conflating. Okay, now let's go over that.
Mhm.
So again, the Lord spoke to Ahaz. Again, he spoke to Ahaz again a second time. Stop talking. Spoke again. Now we don't know if this was a good span of time. We don't know if this was a short span of time. This could have been immediately after. This could have been days after, right? But we know it's in Ahaz's time, of course. So it's not. We gotta be charitable, right? It says again, the Lord spoke to Ahaz. Ask a sign of the Lord your God. Let it be deep as Sheol or high as heaven. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, and I will not put the Lord to test. And he said, Hear then, O house of David, is it too little for you to weary men, that you weary my God also? Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. So the Lord will give us a sign, right?
Mhm.
Earlier, he just told us that this place will be destroyed. and don't worry about what's happening. This place will be destroyed. Now he's telling us the Lord will give him a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. So this virgin shall conceive, and his name shall be called Emmanuel. And this is a part of the sign. He shall eat curds and honey, and when he knows how to refuse the good and evil, and honey, when he knows how to refuse the good and evil and choose good, right? So this we know this sign that there's going to be a virgin. He's going to have a son named Emmanuel. The son's going to choose good. By the time he knows the difference from even good and evil, he's going to choose good. And then it's going to say, before the boy knows how to refuse the evil and choose good, the land whose two kings you dread will be deserted. So it says, before the boy knows how to refuse to the evil and choose the good, the land whose two kings you dream will be deserted. So it's saying, before this child is even of cognition, right? This land will be deserted, right? But
What
this
land?
child,
Hallelujah.
yes, which we agree, the land of Ephraim, right?
Okay.
But before it's telling us, hey, this land from going to get a son. This land is going to get destroyed. Now it's saying, hey, this son is going to be a sign, right? And this land being deserted is a part of this sign, right? Just
So
like him being a
can I
virgin
ask you
and
something?
yeah.
Okay. So if this land is going to be deserted before he has a conscience to understand good and bad, and it says that this land is going to be deserted within 65 years, that
So
would
that means
have
the prophecy would have to happen either 65 years or after that. That'd be the line. It would have to happen
you
either at the 65th year or after that.
no
That's the only
before
time it could have been fulfilled.
it has to be fulfilled before 65 years.
Not true, because the land will be deserted. It has to be deserted.
The land,
So
but the
if
land
this
is
is the same, if this is the
verse.
same prophecy,
Listen,
the land has to be deserted.
no, it's saying that the land will be deserted
Yes. No,
before.
it's saying
Okay,
the land is deserted. Like as this child is not even old
read
enough
it.
to
Read
know
it
good
again.
and
Read
evil.
it again.
For before the boy knows how to refuse the evil and choose the good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay. Are we going to assume this boy is alive or not? Let's decide that first. Alive
Talking
or
about, is he
not, just
alive right?
really young.
Is he alive at
Not
this
right
time?
now, but in
Oh,
the prophecy, the boy will be really young at this time, right?
yeah, he's gonna be
Like
a baby.
this,
Yeah.
the sign he'll be a baby, obviously. So
Mm-hmm.
the baby's just born. So really, it's just telling us basically the baby will be born into like when he's born, this land will be deserted, right?
I
It
don't.
says
I don't.
okay,
Well,
I'm
it
showing you.
says milk and
For
honey he
before
will
the
eat.
boy,
Mhm.
yes, that says after he knows how to do good and evil. Right after it says before. So
But
Okay.
it
you
doesn't mean
gotta
the land is deserted, though. The
it
land would be
literally says
deserted.
it. It
Okay.
says it.
Hold on.
For
Watch this.
before the
I mean,
boy
he gonna run into something though. Go
Before
ahead.
the
Right.
boy knows how to
He did
refuse the
yesterday.
good and evil and choose the good, the land whose two kings you dread will be deserted. So
Okay.
before this boy knows how to choose between good and evil, this land will be deserted.
Okay.
Right? We agree.
How was those lands deserted, brother?
Wait, that's irrelevant. The fact that this sign is that the land
It's
will be deserted. The sign
that's
no,
not
okay,
irrelevant,
can I
brother.
tell you why? Can I explain why?
Go ahead.
Because he's telling us about the sign. The sign is that, remember, we started at the beginning. The sign is
Mm-hmm.
there'll be a virgin who conceives
Mm-hmm.
of a child who will
No.
be called Emmanuel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to who will be called Emmanuel. And we're not even going to go over the virgin part because, in my opinion, the virgin part automatically ends it. But we'll skip it for granting because I will definitely be
Well,
charitable
the
and
virgin
I
is
like
not
this
there,
convo.
though, in the original
Steve,
Hold
Hebrew.
on,
There
Steve,
is no
Steve.
virgin.
Nobody's
let him
talking to me.
finish,
We can
Steve.
go
Let
over
him
this
finish,
later.
Steve. Let him finish,
We can go
because
over this
again,
later.
he's saying something not irrelevant, but it's relevant.
It's relevant. You understand. You agree. But so that Steve just threw me completely. Can you tell me the last words that came out of my mouth? I'm
So
sorry. He threw me off track.
To
what
talk
I'm
about the
asking
virgin.
what I'm asking is if
Okay, yeah.
if the land is not deserted now, how it's being deserted is very much relevant to understand when this child and who this child is, right?
Okay, is that
It's
how the
deserted
land? I have a
already.
question. No, I have a question. How the land does when he says he's going to give us a sign, what he includes in this sign is that there's going to be a virgin, that there's going to be a child from this virgin who's going to be called Emmanuel. And then also, which will be a part of like a sign, like this will be happening. You'll know that this will be a sign that this land will be deserted. That's a part of the sign that the land will be deserted, like
That's
be
deep.
past tense. Will past tense be deserted? So he's going to grow up into it being deserted, right? It doesn't say
A
how, so that
hostile
doesn't matter.
environment.
The whole point of the sign is as long as it's deserted, it fits in the prophecy. It doesn't matter how it's deserted. We know from a future prophecy that this land will be deserted eventually,
It
right?
was
So it doesn't
deserted
matter how it's
already.
deserted. Just as long as this land is deserted, this sign can't come until this land is
It's
deserted. You feel
deserted
me?
No.
already,
Okay,
sir.
hold on, man. So, right, that's not the understanding that it's given, right? Far as what you're saying,
You'd have to
it's
substantiate
saying
that.
that before he has the knowledge to do these things, it will be deserted. When you read 17 on down, it's telling you how it's going to be deserted,
Yes, and that's past tense. It's speaking past tense. It will
right?
be deserted.
Yeah, it will be. That's not if it's saying it will be.
No, like
That's future
he's no
tense.
okay. So like in the future, the land will be deserted. So it's saying I understand it's a grammar miscommunication you're getting right there. So what you're thinking is you're thinking this prophecy, you're thinking that's an action that's going to happen. You're thinking the land will be deserted. Like when the sun comes, these people will literally be taken out. That's what you're thinking. An action will happen. This is saying the land will be deserted, as in uh it's an adjective describing the land. So it's saying when the son is not even old enough to know good and evil, this land will be deserted land. Like it will be it's an adjective describing the
Amen.
land rather than a verb that's going to happen. It's not an action that's going to happen on the land. It's describing this sign will happen at this point in time when this happens, when the virgin has a child, names her Emmanuel, and when we have this land of this certain area that is deserted, that this describing it like it's deserted. You feel me?
So
And
And then
so
that's
it's
why
so so
saying
so
Jesus,
so what? So okay. So what is the point of the sign then?
that we just told you the whole point of the look. Keep reading. Well, keep reading. Look, I got you.
let me
We
say,
said this
can I
earlier.
say something? I know I'm supposed to be quiet, but can I say something?
You got it. You got it.
That's why Jesus now and all the other people of God had to travel to go pay taxes
What?
because they were moved out of their lands, according to the scripture.
Okay. So if we continue to read, right? Let's just continue to read, right? Verse 17. We read verse 17, verse 18, and it shall be on
I'm
that
sorry.
day.
One second. I'm sorry. One second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
I
bro.
just hit him with that. It just hit him.
You hit the hell out of me. You got. Oh, dang, yo. We need to make her an apologist, yo. We need to put her on the screen. We need to put her in the box. I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
before the boy, so do you understand what I'm saying? Where
I
the
understand
land
what
being
you're saying, but
deserted is being used as an adjective instead of you're thinking it will be an action? Because the same way, the reason you're thinking it'll be an action is because you're presupposing that the prophecy in chapter 8 and verse 8 is this is the same prophecy. Like, so if you presuppose that this is the same prophecy, you would automatically have to think that that's being an action, because when you're presupposing it's the same prophecy, the fact that the land's getting destroyed in 65 years and the fact that it's saying the land is or the fact that the land will be deserted, like it'd be different. So you'd have a point if the scripture said the land will get deserted, like when the son before he's even the age of good and evil, the land will get deserted. You feel me? Because then
I
it'd
mean,
be an
but
action.
if it's
You get what I'm
not the
saying though? Because then it'll be an
I
action. It'd
I
have
get
to.
what
You feel me?
but within the context, brother, like if he's telling you, obviously the land is not deserted now. So if he's telling you that, hey,
The
these two
land is not
kings,
deserted in
and
Ahaz's time
and has
currently.
so okay,
Yeah.
so cool. This one, so if the land is not deserted, And the two kings that's trying to go up against him, there's prophecy of them being no longer a people in a
Right. And
land,
that's gonna
right?
happen in
And then
65
he
years.
tells you that, hey, I'm giving you a sign. Obviously, that sign would be to him that those two
No,
kings
but you're presupposing that. You're presupposing that. The verse doesn't say that. So like verse
doesn't say
16
what.
is so
The
look,
verse
verse
doesn't say
16.
what.
So look, can I show you?
I'm
Verse
saying the verse doesn't
16
say
and
what, so I can understand you. The verse doesn't
yeah,
say what.
okay. So the verse does not say that this is a sign of the prophecy before it is gonna be like
That's
fulfilled.
not what I just said. That's not what I just said. I said
You
that the
said this
sign
is a
is
sign of this of what he said
no. I
before
said
that it's
this is
gonna
a
be
sign.
destroyed, right?
I said this is a sign for Ahaz and Judah
Of
that
what?
those
A
two
sign of what?
kings were
Are
going to be no
destroyed?
longer a people, and within 65. I mean that those two kings going up
Okay, no, no,
against
no,
him.
no. Can I clarify one thing to make this simple? Like, because this is very important. So that those two kings will like this will be a sign that when this sign happens, they will go down, or that when this sign happens, they would have been down. That's
No,
important.
this is a prophecy of a sign to let Ahaz know that those kings are trying to do, it won't happen. That is
No,
the
this is
point of the
this
sign.
is showing that he already told him before it won't happen. This is showing that it's similar. Because look, if you read chapter verse 18, is saying that the day will be similar to the day that Ephron departed. The
And what is
day
he
will be
talking about?
similar. Okay, this verse alone eliminates this whole presupposition. One, verse 17 eliminates the whole presupposition. It literally says okay, read verse 16 because we just read that.
Verse
For
7,
before
verse 17 is just talking about
no,
what's
it's
about to happen in regards to those kings being not a people
what is
anymore.
it? What does it say? This verse 17 doesn't say something's gonna happen.
If
Well,
that's the point of reading 18, 19, and 20. The
listen.
day it's going to tell you about the day. It's going to tell
He's
you
not
about the
he's
days that
it
are
doesn't
about to
say it's
happen.
gonna bring us upon. So listen, this is the difference. Verse 17, if it told us it's gonna bring upon the day that Ephraim is being departed, that'd be different. But if it says it's
Ephraim
gonna
is
bring
already
a day,
departed. Ephraim is
so
already
that's
departed.
my point. So that's past tense. So this Ephraim was
So
departed
what?
before the sign
So
came.
what is
That's my point.
17?
So it's not a sign of Ephraim being departed because Ephraim already got departed.
I
That's
never
the whole
said it.
point.
I'm not saying it's departed from Judah. It's departed from Judah. Now, what is okay? So tell me what if you read 18, 19, and 20, brother. This is just telling them
No,
that
you don't
days are.
skip 17. Nope, don't skip
I'm not
17.
skipping. I'm not skipping
Don't skip.
17.
Read 17 real quick. Do you
The
have the Bible?
Lord shall bring upon you. Who is the you?
To the people like the house of
The
David, the
house of
lineage.
David. So is he talking about the house of David during Ahaz's time?
He's talking about the lineage in general. Just like when there's a prophecy in for like Isaiah, like you'll have the Messiah
So
will come
now
through
we're
your
taking
lineage. You feel
17.
me?
So we're taking 17 outside of Ahaz's time now. It's just talking in general.
It's a prophecy
Let's just
for the
answer that question.
future.
I understand it's for the future, but who is Isaiah talking to?
Isaiah is literally, we already discussed this. Isaiah is talking to Ahaz, literally.
Okay, so he's talking to them. He's talking to them about what's going on in their time, correct?
No, he's talking to him about a prophecy in the future that will be a sign.
I'm
And okay, 10 and down is about a sign. Listen. You see, this is your problem. You think the sign is for 8 and 9, but the verse literally says in 10 through 17, it literally says the sign will be more for the verse 17. It explains what the sign will be for and of. Because what happened in verse 8 and 9 already happened before the sun came. The land's already deserted. It literally says, the Lord will bring upon you and upon your people and upon your father's house such days as
uh-huh.
have not come since the day that Ephraim departed from
Okay, and
Judah.
what
So
days is he
what? No,
talking about? What
okay.
days is he
So
talking about that's gonna come? What days is he talking about that's gonna come by Assyria? What days is he talking about that's gonna come by Assyria, by the king of Assyria?
that's an illogical question. That's literally a dumb
The
question.
Lord, listen, the Lord shall bring upon you, meaning the Lord is about to bring upon
Yes,
a
right.
house of
Your
David,
people.
right?
What is he going to
Your
bring
people,
upon them? Okay, decide that.
days
What
that
is he going to
watch
bring
this.
upon them?
Listen, days he's going to bring up that he's going to bring upon them
You're about to cook
days
yourself.
which
Go
have
ahead.
not come since the day that Ephraim turned away from Judah, namely the king of Assyria. So, what days is he talking about that's coming?
So the days that are coming are going to be similar. It wouldn't have. It's similar to the day that hasn't happened since Ephraim departed.
Okay, so what does the king?
Do you know? Do you
What does the
understand? No, no,
king?
no. Do you understand what I just said? Because that
I
changes the
understand.
whole
Yes, I
argument.
understand what you're saying. So, what does the king of Assyria have to do with those days?
What does the king of Assyria have to do with those days?
Yes, because he's saying that
The
it
fact that
says.
I got you. The
Go ahead.
fact that it will be similar. So the days of this sign, when this sign comes, this day will be. It literally says, he will bring upon us a day that is such like, right? Such as, right? So it's comparing a day such as this day. And this day it's comparing to is the day that Ephraim departed from Judah. So it's saying, just like, for example, no, let me give you an
Okay, I
example that
get
helps.
that.
No, no,
I
no, stop,
get
stop.
that.
No,
I
you don't,
get
you
that.
don't, you don't, you don't.
I
Let me
get that. I keep
stop,
telling you
stop.
I
Once
understand
I'm
that.
not done. Okay, I'll stop. I promise. Let me land. One, like, this might help understand. Similar to like how how Jesus tells us the end times will not come until like it's how they say the end time won't come till it's days like it was in Noah, until it's like the day it was in Noah. It's literally like the same thing. It's pointing to a
Hold on,
time,
MG.
and it's saying that this prophecy will be happening or being in fulfillment. It's basically giving us a time. It's trying to put us in a time. It's trying to
I
point
I
this
keep
prophecy
telling
to be
you.
happening in
I
a time.
I keep telling you I understand what you're saying, but let's not talk. Let's not throw
You don't.
away. Let's not throw away the king of Assyria. What does the king of Assyria have to do with these days that's coming?
Because the king of Assyria was the king of Assyria who technically runs Ephraim, right? Was the one who attacked Judah, right? And when they attacked Judah, once they departed, this day must have been crazy. The day they departed Judah, right? So it's telling us
The
the
king
day
of
will be
Assyria had
similar
Yeah,
nothing. The king
to
of
the
that was
Assyria
day.
some
had the
crazy
king of
time,
Assyria.
boy. That was some crazy time. They were fighting,
What is she
disagreeing, and
talking about?
the tribes when Ephraim left. Just imagine that. Hostile. It's very hostile.
Exactly. That's my whole point. So the days that are coming. Hold on. Right. Hold on. Watch this.
It's basically trying to say it'll be peaceful.
Did
That's
the king
basically,
of
this is an
Assyria?
analogy to say it's going to be peaceful in the time that this sun is going to come. Like literally, if you read it and have reading comprehension, if
What
I
does
can
the king of
simplify it,
Assyria? Why is it mentioning the king of Assyria?
Peaceful.
because it's mentioning the time that Ephraim departed from Judah.
Okay,
That's
and
not
it says
peaceful.
That's
in verse
why.
8. Okay, and watch this. In verse
Okay,
8,
no, wait one second.
it
Can you tell
wasn't
me
it wasn't peace.
how is the king of Assyria relevant to Ephraim departing from Judah? Can you tell me how he's relevant? This is going to help your answer. You're going to answer yourself. How
It's
is
saying the
how's the
days
king
that
of
are coming.
Ephraim?
Listen. What it's saying is the days that are coming are like days that haven't come since the day that Ephraim parted from Judah. So that already happened. So I agree with you that that what's
Mm.
about to occur is like days that happened when Ephraim and Judah departed, which was like
Okay,
he
so
was saying
wait, so then
that wasn't
if you agree
peaceful.
on that, then you'd have to agree that the sun is not a sign of Ephraim departing from Judah.
I never said that the son was a sign of Ephraim departing from Judah because they're
Weren't you
already
literally
split.
saying 8 is the same prophecy? 8 and 9 is the same prophecy?
8 is not talking about Ephraim departing from Judah. They're already departed. Ephraim is going
Ephraim will
up
be
against
shattered from being a
a
people.
people. Exactly. Verse 8 is not saying
What
that
does that
Ephraim.
sound similar to? Being deserted.
Oh my God. Verse 8 is not saying anything about Ephraim being departed from Judah. Ephraim is trying to destroy Judah.
Yes.
They're already departed. So verse 8 is not talking about them being departed, brother.
If I never said verse, bro, are you okay? Are you dumb? If Ephraim will be
But
shattered, the part where it
it's
says
okay.
Ephraim will be shattered from being a people,
Mm-hmm.
what does that sound similar to?
That means that they're going to go to war. They're not going to be in their land. They're not going to be a people anymore.
That's
Okay,
not
so they're
nice
not
of you
gonna
to
be.
say that,
You remember what you
host.
told me? You remember what you told me earlier? When someone is taken out of their land, it means it's deserted
Correct.
or departed.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you guys, by the way. Giovanni.
Brother, what are you? It's okay, brother. I agree to disagree. I'm leaving. I think your
No,
understand.
I think you're
Your understanding is
okay.
shot, bro.
So I have a question. So
Your
can I ask you one
understanding is
question? Can
shot,
I ask you
bro.
one question?
Yes, go ahead, man.
So when it says the Lord will bring upon you and upon your people and upon your father's house such days as have not come since the day that Ephraim departed from Judah, the king of Syria. So when it is saying such days as have not come since the day that Ephraim departed from Judah, so why, like, between, so the time in between that, I'm guessing it was not peaceful, right?
Correct.
Okay, so the whole point of verse 17 is saying that this day will be similar, this day, because remember, the sign is coming. So this sign that's coming, for us to know about this sign and be able to confirm it, the sign has to come from a virgin, has to be a child named Emmanuel, and has to come in a deserted land. And in the deserted land, it's going to be a similar day since the day, like, so, it's going to be, I don't know how they word in the verse makes it hard.
Bro,
The Lord
you
will bring
because
upon you and
you
upon your
just
people
free
and
you
upon your
just
Bro,
father's house.
you
you
do it
just
perfectly
Hostile.
fine,
freestyle.
brother. You
No,
do it
it's the
It's
perfectly
gonna
fine.
be a
similarities that's hard.
hostile environment.
No, verse 17 is basically saying it will be peaceful like it was peaceful when Ephraim departed from Judah. That's basically what it's
It
saying.
wasn't. It's
Where do
that's
it
When they
say
okay,
that's what I'm
peaceful
when
at?
saying, brother.
Ephraim
You don't
when
maybe
Wait,
Ephraim
where
when
do it
Ephraim
say peaceful at?
listen. When Ephraim departed from Judah,
Hmm.
did it not become peaceful?
But that was a fight, a departing.
I'm
Like,
asking you. So,
imagine
but that's when
breaking
they
up with
leave.
somebody you've been with
Okay,
all your life.
when they depart, that's when they leave, correct?
Correct. That's actually correct. Yeah.
So they go from being in war to not being in war. So it's
But
saying
Ephraim, but if you remember in scripture, Ephraim was joined to idols.
that's
Remember?
irrelevant. Leave my life.
okay.
I'm
No, it's not.
sorry.
So
I'm
that's why
sorry.
I'm
You're making
okay.
my
Can I
head
ask you
brain
a
rot.
question?
Okay, so watch this. Hold on. When we read, like, let's hold you to
I
your
understand
point.
you, host. It's
Let's
tough.
You
hold you to your
understand me,
point.
Gaff? Like it
Let's
Bro,
makes, because they're
my
making
okay.
me
name's
seem like I'm
Giovanni.
crazy,
I
but
I'm
I'm
got
on
you.
your
just
side,
reading
Let's
the
brother.
verse.
I'm on your
okay,
side. You good?
cool. Let's hold you to that point, right? Verse 17. Let's say I agree with you. You're right. Let's read verse 18. All right,
Hey,
you're
can
right.
I ask you a question, KO? What religion are you, brother? If you don't mind me.
I don't have a religion. I don't believe
Okay.
in it.
You do.
But
Cool.
but
Wondering.
verse 18 it says, and it shall be on that day, right?
So it's talking about the same
Day in
time
verse
of this
17.
sign coming, right?
No, it's talking about it on that day, it's talking about the day that's gonna come in verse 17,
Yes.
right?
So
Okay. And it
yes,
shall
yes.
be on that day the Lord shall whistle to the fly that is in the edge of the canals of Egypt, and to the bee that is in the land of Assyria, right? And they shall come, and all them shall rest in the desolate valleys, and in the clefts of the rock, and in all the thorn bushes, and in all the shrines. On that day, the Lord shall shave with the great razor on the other side of the river, on the king of Assyria, the head and the hair of the legs, and also the beard shall be entirely removed. Could you explain verse 17 to 20 for me? Because you're saying that this is talking about peace, right? So give me the understanding of verse 17 through 20. If this is talking about peace,
In that day, the Lord will. Sorry, I gotta read in my own head sometimes to help with my own
That
comprehension.
sounds like the Lord about to clown somebody.
he's
No,
finna
I
put some
never
judgment on
clowns.
some people,
It
correct?
doesn't clown anybody, guys. Don't get it confused.
This is
We're
talking
still
In
about
that
learning. Hey,
day,
I'm
this is
in
still
that
learning the
day,
Bible.
verse 17 through 18, right? And I'll
I'm
give
trying to
you
read it.
the
I'm trying to read
understanding
it.
And
that
I
I
got you
have,
too.
right?
It's 17 through 18.
17
Got you.
through 20.
In
17.
that day, the Lord will whistle for the fly that is at the end of the streams of Egypt, and for the bee that is in the land of Assyria. And they will all come and settle. So basically saying in this day, Lord will call out these people to settle their beefs, right? And all the thorn bits. And so what do you mean? It's talking about he's going to call them to settle the beef. So it'll be peace. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Who destroyed those kings? Those two kings?
Of course, the Lord, the whole, you
No.
can't
What?
have peace. Listen, if there's a
No.
war
I'm
being
saying
fought,
what
if there's a
vessel?
war being fought,
You
What
cannot
and
have
you
vessel
peace.
destroyed those kings?
Oh my God, brother.
say,
Host, go ahead.
what you said, Dessel?
Go
What'd you
ahead,
say?
brother. Host, you're about to nail it, bro. When you have a
What?
war, go ahead.
What?
No, I've already said it. He's just not
Listen, no.
comprehending.
I'm asking you. What king or what kingdom destroyed Pekah and Rezin?
I have no idea. I'll have to search it.
The
Okay, I'm
king
asking
that
Apollo.
was being attacked and that wasn't in peace.
Give me what king, the king of what nation, the king of what kingdom destroyed Rezin and Pekah, sir?
The freaking of Judah, of Israel.
No,
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 not
You know what
Judah.
Jesus
Sorry.
did to Judah,
no.
right?
Hold on,
He
brother.
broke his hips.
Hold on, because this is about to be
Yeah.
the nail on the coffin. What
It's about to be
Let's
another
see
king?
if we
question.
got it.
Okay, so
Let's see.
answer the question. What king or king of what nation destroyed
Mhm.
those Pekah, the two kings that's going up against Judah, Ahaz and Judah? What king destroyed those kings?
And what's the name? Pekah?
Pekah and Rezin. What king or kingdom destroyed those two kingdoms?
Um, well, in the verse 6, it says, "Let us go up against Judah and terrify it, and let us conquer it for ourselves, and set up the son of Tabor as king in the midst of it."
But
Thus says
God
the
said
Lord
that
God.
wouldn't happen. So how didn't that happen? What happened for that not to happen?
Can you
That's
tell
my
us?
Oh,
whole
I want to
point.
you're
hear it from you.
saying they said that? Yeah, God, they made sure they were destroyed. The verse doesn't say how they were
That's
destroyed
what
at
I'm
all.
saying. You gotta
Is
know
it
your
in
Bible
this
though. You gotta know
part of
your
Yes,
the
but
Bible.
I'm telling you, these
guys?
context does not tell you how it was
Verse
destroyed.
17 through 18 is telling you how. If you read verse 1, if you read
Verse
second,
17 does not say how, and verse 18 is telling you that he will make them.
have you read Second Kings?
See, again, this problem is that you're thinking they're presupposing this all
If
being
you
one
know your
thing.
Bible history, you would
Cody, can
understand
you
this.
Can you
explain to us
pause?
your Bible
Cody,
history?
can you pause?
Oh,
Pause for a second.
hallelujah. This
Hey,
just
host, I
making
have
me
an
This is
want
a
to
idea.
go
whole, your
study.
whole argument is full of presuppositions
Yeah.
No, it's
Hey,
make
not.
host,
it
I have an
My
idea,
yes.
brother.
argument is by understanding of the
We should
Bible.
ask
That's
him a
why.
It's
verse.
That's
not.
why.
It's
Can you
not.
Hey,
answer
Okay,
host,
that?
I
okay.
got you.
Verse
Watch
Can
7.
you
this.
Verse
can you
Host,
answer
17.
that simple
Verse
question?
17. When Ephraim departs from Judah, do they not experience peace?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
They do experience peace.
Yes.
Earlier, they wasn't experiencing peace. Okay, now let's
Correct.
keep going. Right?
here you
Mm-hmm.
So
go.
if they experience peace, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
saying in this is talking about the day. Remember, this is all from 10 to 20 is like this is the same prophecy, right? From 10 to 20. 8 and 9 is not a part of this prophecy. Now, it does give us context to help us understand the prophecy, but it is not the same prophecy. Okay? So from 10 to the end of the chapter, right? So it's saying in this sign, there will be the virgin. We gotta do this again, apparently. There will be this virgin in this day. In
Mother
Can
this
I ask you
Mary.
a
day.
question?
This
Can I
Mother
whole
ask you
Mary.
a
wait, one
question?
second, one
One
second.
second,
This
brother.
whole
Okay. Go ahead.
prophecy is talking about one point in time. Do you agree?
You
10
say
to
what?
21 is talking about one point in time. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. In this day, this is talking about a time. In this time, will be basically the sign to us. And how we know it's this time is because there will be a virgin who has a kid and names him Emmanuel. And these lands will be deserted at this time, right? And it says that the Lord will bring upon these people, like at this time, it will be a day such as the day that Ephraim departed. So it will be such as the day that Ephraim departed from Judah, which was really peaceful. Okay. So this person that's coming, this prophecy, this person that's coming is going to be a sign of peace, similar to the peace that was when Ephraim departed from Judah. And then we keep reading. In that day, the Lord will whistle for the fly that is in the end of the streams of Egypt. He's going to go collect his sheep. He's going to collect his herd. And the bee that is in the
Yes.
land of Assyria. And they will all come in and settle
Settle
in
is
the
such a
steep
beautiful word,
ravines
man. Let's go.
and in the clefts of the rocks and on the thorn bushes and on all the pastures. So they're going to settle in all the areas. In that day, the Lord will I'm sorry. went backwards.
You
In that
you
day, the
keep
Lord will
understanding me,
shave. Listen, listen,
misunderstanding me.
stop, stop, stop.
One
In that
second.
day, the Lord will shave with a razor that is hired beyond the river with the king. So, like, think about like shaving or like an ice. He's shaping a sculpture. He's fixing it, restoring it, right? With the king of Assyria, the head and the hair of the feet, and it will sweep away the beard also. He's cleaning it
That's right,
all the
man.
way up, cleaning it
Cleansing
all the way
everything.
up.
That's not
In that day,
cleaning.
wait, in that
Jesus
day,
ain't
a
no
man
coward.
will
He
keep
does it.
alive a young cow and 2 sheep. And because of the abundance of the milk that they will give, he will eat curds, for everyone who is left in the land will eat curds and honey. So this is peaceful. They will all eat
I
curds and
didn't
honey.
say
Honey
that
is
That's
it was.
good.
not
I
peace,
didn't.
baby.
I never
Amen, brother.
said that it wasn't
So this whole
peaceful.
prophecy is pointing to the Messiah, born of
Listen,
a virgin,
listen.
who's going to bring
Okay,
peace.
okay. Let me. Can I read? Can I expound? Can I?
Boom.
Can I
It's
rebuttal?
so. Hey,
Can I
God
rebuttal?
bless you, my brother.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Can
Go
I
ahead, my friend.
rebuttal?
Of
Can
course,
I
friend.
rebuttal?
Of
Yes, you
course,
can
bro.
rebuttal, of course,
Okay.
always.
I'll wait. I don't want you to go nowhere. So again, brother, this peace is coming by way of these two kings not being able to destroy them. The peace that Ahaz and the house of David is getting is by way of those two kings not being able to destroy them. How did God bring this peace? The peace didn't come by the son. The peace came by
Oh,
way
so
of.
you're admitting that
Listen, listen,
this is
listen,
the
listen to
son?
what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying before you answer a question. The peace didn't come by way of the son. The son was assigned by way of the peace coming. Now the peace
No,
came.
the son is a
Oh my.
sign of the peace being there. That's what
Oh,
the verse is saying.
that,
When the son is here, peace will be there, like
Hey,
days
Cody.
with
listen,
So,
listen,
upon
can
listen,
I ask you a
listen.
Judah.
question, Cody?
No,
If
okay,
you
okay.
both,
The last verse in the chapter.
Just
No,
listen.
wait.
I just
Read the
listened to
last
you
verse
break.
in the
I
chapter,
just
bro.
listened to you. I
hey,
just
hold up,
Okay.
listened
Cody.
to
Me
I'm
and
you
a,
you are friends,
I'm
do
right?
sorry.
your
I'm
Can I
whole
sorry.
ask you a question?
breakdown,
I'm
bro.
sorry. I'm listening. I'm
Can I
listening. I'm
ask you a
sorry.
Right.
question, Cody? It's a good one. Who are these two kings that
That's
can't be
Pekah
defeated?
and Resin.
And why can't they be defeated, man?
That's my whole point of the peace being brought by them being defeated by way of the king of Assyria.
And what
So
happens?
when the
Right,
sign, listen
I'm
to
listening.
let's watch this. Let me go to chapter 8,
Mhm.
right?
No, you're good. Keep going. Keep
Chapter
going what you're saying. You sound like you had a good
And you
okay.
point.
don't
Please don't
even
stop.
want
I
you,
Right.
was
you don't
talking
have
to
to
So
you.
use
Respect.
again,
biblical terms.
again,
Just speak
the
normally with us.
peace, the
Uh-huh.
sign, right? And you don't have to agree, right? This is just understanding. I
Yeah, of course,
understand
man.
you.
We
I just
listen.
disagree, right?
I'm listening.
So what I'm saying is, brother,
Hmm.
in verse 8, well, before we get to verse 8, two kings are going up against Judah, right? You have Rezin and you have Pekah. They're going up against Judah. God tells us that, hey, what they're trying to do, it won't stand. Within
Correct.
65 years, they're going to be broken to be a people,
Right. God
right?
stands with you and
There
he'll
are, hold
protect y'all. You
on,
don't
hold
gotta
on.
worry.
They're already departed at this time, right? So when he says they're not going to be a people, obviously they're going to be conquered. That's what that means. Them not being, because Ephraim is still a people today, so obviously they're not a people.
Yes, I
Right.
agree,
So,
obviously.
so they're going to be conquered somehow. God somehow is going to use something, someone for them not to destroy the people. Right.
Yes.
So
Like
the
they're gonna
sign,
Ephraim's gonna have to depart.
so the
Like
sign, brother, the sign is for Ahaz and Judah at that time because
no, it's
they
not.
are the ones
So
that.
here's my question.
It
Hold
says you
on,
literally
hold
agreed it's a
on,
different
hold on,
time. You
hold,
agreed.
hold
How long
on.
was Ahaz alive
Oh
after the
my
two kings were
God.
defeated? Because you
Oh
literally
my
conceded
God.
this.
No, you're
Oh
good,
my
Cody.
God. I can't
Let's
Cody,
let's see
Cody,
what I
finish.
want to hear what Cody has to say
Cody,
because it's
you
kind of
conceded it. That's
I
why I'm like,
conceded what?
you conceded that this was a whole different time. So what you're saying right now is irrelevant. You conceded the time of
No, I said
the
all of
sign
this
happening
happened.
is way after
No,
the
I'm
two
saying
kings have been
no, I'm saying all of this happened in the days of Ahaz.
so
Just
much
like
has
verse 1
happened, though, bro.
says.
Hey, Cody,
okay. So
can I ask you the most important question, guys? We're all friends here, right?
Hold on, bro, because I think people are blocking the understanding when they come in and ask me questions. I'm trying to talk to you.
Oh, I
Right? What
apologize.
I'm saying is, brother,
Right.
all of this, I ain't gonna say already, but at the time of chapter 7, the things that it's talking about happened during Ahaz's time. The bringing of the peace, the sign, all of that happened. What I'm saying is, brother, God is talking to Ahaz and his kingdom because two kings are trying to destroy Ahaz's kingdom. He gives Ahaz and his kingdom a sign by telling them, hey, this sign, right, is verifying or clarifying what I just told you about these two kings destroying you. So when the
No,
son,
no,
listen,
no.
just
You're
hear
wrong. You're
again,
wrong right
listen,
there.
listen,
The verse doesn't say
listen.
that.
You don't have to
Okay,
agree,
let's
but
listen
You're
to
listen to
wrong
see what he
right
has
understand.
to say.
If
there
you're
on the
not
verse.
listening to understand, you will never
I
understand.
want
I
to see what
am,
he
and
has
that's
to
why
say.
just right when you
You
hit
you
that
keep
point, you
stopping
hit
me.
wrong.
Listen. I listen. I don't agree with nothing you
Hey, I'm
said.
with you,
Well, I'm
host,
not
but
gonna
let's
say
see what
that.
he has to
I
say,
don't
brother.
kinda
agree with your full understanding,
I've
but I
been
listen to
listening
you,
and I
and I
don't agree
listen to
with a
you, and I
lot.
understand why
Go
you
ahead,
came up
Cody.
what you can.
I just want to
Came up what you
understand why you
can.
don't
Okay,
believe in
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I'm
Let's go,
listening.
brother.
Okay. So this is what I'm saying, brother. Again, Isaiah goes to Ahaz and tell Ahaz, God is telling
Why
me
you keep
to
doing
tell
that?
you because
Ma'am, can
this
you
is what
stay
needs to
down?
be
I
done.
didn't
I just
invite
keep
you.
getting cut off, right? The sign, right? God is telling Ahaz, hey, these two kings are not going to destroy you within 65 years. They're going to be not longer people. God then tells Ahaz to ask for a sign no matter what it is. Obviously, he's telling him to ask for a sign of what he just told him.
No, he's not, because he
So
just told him. He
so
just
why?
told
So
him.
okay.
Why?
So
That'd be
see
doubting
again,
God.
you
I
keep
love you, brother.
stopping me. You don't have to
That'd be
agree,
doubting
but you
God.
can
You're
listen
telling
to
him. You're
understand.
telling him
You
God's
don't
gonna
have
tell
to
you,
agree.
"Hey, I'm gonna take care of you," but doubt me right
It's
after I
okay,
just
bro.
said
It's
I'm gonna
okay.
take
If
care of
I
you.
if I can't get
So,
out what I
Cody,
want, if I
no,
can't, if
I
it
just
can't
want to
be
learn one
fair,
thing from you,
Cody,
it's
you
Cody.
fine.
can,
It's
but you
fine.
like
It's fine.
Yeah,
you're
let's
going
I
let Cody
didn't.
against
land
what
I
his
the
didn't
plane
Bible
cut
real
you
quick.
off when I
says.
disagreed with you,
Hey,
brother.
host, I'm on your side, but G, let's see what he has to say because I got something to tell him at the end of his story. You
I
can
I'm
leave
I
it
muting
I,
my
ne-
mic.
alone,
I
I'm
G.
didn't
sorry.
cut
I'm
you off, and I
listening. I'm
disagreed
muting
with
my
I
you.
mic. I'm
understand you,
sorry.
brother. I got adrenaline all over,
What's
bro.
up?
Okay.
My
So
veins is popping out my arms. All right, let's go,
got
Cody.
you.
You guys still
So
worshiping a Palestinian man?
all right. So after God tells
Yeah.
after God tells Ahaz, hey, these two kings are not going to destroy you. And within 65 years, they're not going to be a people. And then he tells Ahaz to ask for a sign. Why would he tell Ahaz to ask for a sign
Tell us.
after telling him things that were going to happen?
That's where you
I,
come in and tell us why.
obviously, to be a sign to clarify or verify what he just said.
And then
Like
what
if I
happens
just
after?
told you, see again, everybody talking while I'm talking.
No, I'm intrigued in your story.
What I'm saying is, if I tell you, hey, Saturday you gonna win $1 million if you wear no Saturday you gonna win $1 million at Walmart, and I tell you to ask for a sign. With that sign, I'm telling you to ask for to be to clarify you winning $1 million
I
on
don't like
Saturday at
witchcraft,
Walmart.
brother.
Okay, so Cody, I'm listening. Can I address what you just said? So
Yes,
that's you gave a good. I love that you put an example on it. Okay, good. And I hope you know I'm tracking what you're like. I'm genuinely tracking what you're saying. Okay, so you're saying we already agreed 8 and 9 is technically a prophecy, but at the same time of it being prophecy, it's more of him at the same time just telling King Ahaz, "Don't worry," right?
I understand that.
Okay, right, and we're building right. So it's him basically telling him, "Don't worry," right? And when he's basically telling him, "Don't worry," he's saying, like we'll use the example you gave.
Mm.
When you go to Walmart, don't worry, you're gonna win you're gonna get $1 million,
It's a
right?
bushcraft, bro, right? Come on.
Why would he tell me right after? Now ask me a sign to clarify that you're going to get this $1 million. When God, who doesn't lie, says, "Hey, you're going to go to Walmart and you're going to give me as a human, me as anyone would just go to Walmart. You're not going to ask God to clarify what He told you He's going to
Oh, he said
do.
if God asked you to go to Walmart. Okay, now
God told him to ask for a sign though.
I
No,
fear
but
God, bro.
so this
Let's
is
go.
why I'm saying it's a sign of something else. So you notice how this whole chapter is
What?
full. No, can I give you some context? You notice how the chapter shows us there's a conflict between Ahaz and people, right? Ahaz has a conflict. God says, "Don't worry about this conflict." And then in my paradigm, God separately says, "Hey, one." So Ahaz sees So this happens. Imagine this two separate situations. Again, from the beginning, I said you're presupposing this is all one. It's two separate, right? So God tells Ahaz, "You're going to be okay. I'm going to destroy these people. Don't worry." Right? He doesn't have to worry about this, and there's no clarifying for it. He just has
Brother,
to wait for the. Listen.
I mean, but you just cut me
No,
off though. I still
listen,
let you cut me off for a question, even if I didn't
finish
finish.
your whole statement, bro.
But right now you're just preaching though.
Boss man, I'm not. If you listen, if you track,
Let's
listen.
You are preaching
let's all talk
because I thought I was
I
supposed to
got
be
you.
going.
You were, and you
nothing,
I
stopped.
bro.
thought you cut me off to ask me a simple question, but you cut me off, asked me a question, I answered,
Cody,
and now you
it's
went back to
okay, brother.
preaching.
That's how we do things sometimes, you know? Go back and
But
forth.
what I'm saying is that doesn't make sense. If God gives confirmation, that's the
Say
point
we
of
don't believe in God,
God
brother.
gives confirmation throughout the
Okay,
whole
did he
Bible.
not give confirmation in 8 and
Listen to
9? No,
I'm
answer this
saying.
question. No,
Oh my
Cody, answer this
God. It's
question. Did
okay,
he
brother.
give him?
Then you can't
No,
have a
Cody,
conversation,
can you
bro. We
answer
can't,
this question?
brother. I
So
ain't gonna
you
lie.
can't
You're
answer
a
this.
cool
Cody,
dude, but
just
Cody,
answer
it's
one
to the
question,
point,
I
brother, where
mess
you're
with you,
not
bro.
fair,
I
bro.
love our
But
conversation.
you're
We've
not
had a
being
great
fair
conversation.
now. You're not being
Okay,
fair.
so can you be fair and answer this question? Because bro, you're presupposing this on the argument.
I'm not
So
presupposing the
can I
context. Is
prove
the
it? Can I
context.
prove it? Can I prove it?
No, that's
Why
not
can't
So I
he
fair,
can't
prove it,
prove
bro.
bro?
it. I can't prove. So
You're not
I'm
being
not being
fair.
fair, but I can't prove that you're
You're not
presupposing it.
Cody,
because I'm supposed to be proving the understanding on my behalf. What you're
You
telling me is
already, I already know what you understand. You
what
already
you've
proved
told
that
me
you
is what you've
understand.
told me over and over and over, and I shut up and
Can I say
listen.
something then, guys? Do you believe,
What you're
Cody, do
telling
you
me is
believe
what
in
you've
Satan?
already told me over and over, and when you were telling me, I was
Cody,
quiet.
you're awesome, Cody. I
Cody,
want to ask you a question. Do you believe
All
in the
I'm
devil?
saying is that
no.
doesn't make no
Okay,
sense at all
Hey,
to
Hope,
right.
say
I
that
got you.
he's
Watch this.
telling
No, let him
Ahaz
talk.
to act. That makes no why is he telling Ahaz to ask for a sign of something with no context of what he should be asking for a
Okay,
sign
you
of?
you answer that question for me because
That
you.
makes
This is
no
how.
sense.
No. Listen, Cody. This is how dumb it is because I'm not calling you dumb, but like this right? Because think about it. There's a conflict going. Ahaz goes to God, obviously. He's having a conversation with God about this conflict. You agree,
No, he
right?
hasn't a conversation. Isaiah's having a conversation with Isaiah. Isaiah's having a conversation with Ahaz.
Isaiah's having a conversation with Ahaz, right?
Correct.
And but the part when it says it shall not stand, it shall come to pass for the head of that's Isaiah
That's
telling
Isaiah
him
speaking
what
to.
God said,
That's
right?
yeah.
Okay. So God told him, it shall come to pass, right? That these people will get destroyed and that you will forever stand. You don't need to worry.
What does it say? Forever
Okay,
stand.
no, but it says it shall not. Listen.
Mhm.
It shall not stand, and it shall come to pass. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. And within 65 years, Ephron will be shattered from being a people. And the head of Ephron is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is the son of Remaliah. And he's telling them this will happen. They will get destroyed. You're in conflict with them. They will get destroyed. And then after, he literally tells you, if you are not firm in faith, he said,
Love
if
this.
you are not firm in faith, you will not be firm at all. So he wants to
Okay.
be firm in. No, wait. God told him, I'm going to take care of you. If you're not
Nice.
firm in your faith, you won't be firm. So
You won't
be
be
firm in
firm
your
at all.
faith.
And
Now,
God
why
is a
would he
tough
ask him?
MFer, bro. He said
Now, why would
you
he
better
ask him?
believe.
Hear me out. Why would he ask him, hey,
Mhm.
question what I just told you? No, what would make more sense if a whole separate, so this whole situation happened and then, right, time goes by. Imagine this in the paradigm. He told him that happened. And then imagine a whole 65 years goes by before verse 10 happens. Just imagine, right? And I'm just saying this to help with like logic. 65 years go by, right? So he's experienced this happened. The
This
people
ain't
got
fair,
destroyed.
bro.
Listen. I'm trying to help. Just okay. If you don't, bro, Cody,
I'm
trust me that
listening, brother.
I'm
I'm
just
being
saying
honest. I'm trying to be honest with you.
it's not
Cody,
fair though.
I
Like
Cody,
got
you've
Cody,
you're
given me
not
your
gonna know what I'm
understanding.
saying. You're not
You've
gonna know
given me
what I'm
your
saying.
understanding
Hey,
five
guys, we got to do
times.
something.
I
Cody,
promise you, I will
you
be
got to
quiet
stop
and
cutting him
I'll
off,
give you a
brother.
whole
As soon
minute
as he's
after, but
landed.
you can't complain about me. I'm literally, every time I'm about to land, you
I
cut
know
me
you're about to
every
land. He
time,
cuts
bro.
you
I get
every
this
time,
close,
Cody.
Cody. I get
I've
this
Cody, we love you,
close.
I've
dog.
let you land
No,
5
okay. No, you
times.
haven't. I haven't
Look,
landed once, Cody.
Cody,
Stop.
you're a good man, but
I
listen,
That's
probably
anytime
landed.
he's
crazy.
Okay,
about to
no, that's
land,
cap.
That's
Cody, I've
crazy.
cuts you
landed.
off.
That's
Cody,
crazy.
that's cap. I landed like with the stuff. I've landed a couple
I've
times,
been
but
here
with
seven
this,
How
times,
many
I've been
man.
times
trying
have
to
I
say this.
landed?
I've been trying to
No.
say the same thing, and
How
I've
many
been
times
trying
have
to
I
say it
landed?
6 times, multiple times,
Can I
multiple
tell you
Okay, bro.
times.
something,
Go
Cody?
ahead. Go ahead.
Everything you said
I
hasn't
promise you, I'll
completely
give
made
you your
sense.
time. Like
But he,
honestly, I promise you, I'll
go
give
ahead,
you your time.
Host. Yeah.
Because now it messes me up, bro. Now it messes me up. Okay. So imagine the paradigm, if you remember and paid attention to what I was saying, the paradigm where this happened to Ahaz, they're in conflict, right? Just pay attention. I promise you I will land and you will get your time. This happens to Ahaz. God says, in this conflict, don't worry, I'm going to take care of you. Within 65 years, they're going to be destroyed. Blah, 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 blah. They get destroyed, right? And then it's talking about the sign of Emmanuel, right? So then this is a whole different sign. But some reason why this sign might be so soon is because one, it's coming from Isaiah, who was in the same time as him. So of course, like they're giving us the prophecy at the same time. But this prophecy is just comparing the days of when this son will be here to the days of when God protected them, right? So he's just comparing the day at the end of 17. He's literally comparing the day. He's telling us when this son comes, there will be a sign, whole separate. Remember, imagine 65 years come by, they're defeated. Ahaz is Gucci, right? And then after all that happens, again the Lord spoke to Ahaz, asked a sign of the Lord. So he's asking again. God's talking to him after this happened. A whole 65 years later, it would make sense. God's like, hey, ask me a sign,
That's
right?
amazing.
Because he already seen a sign, right? Let it be as deep as shore or high as heaven. Ask me anything. Like you've already seen me work in your life 65. Like you've seen this whole
Yeah.
crazy thing happen. I called it out. Ask me anything. Here then I'll house of Deverell, and then he gives them the sign. He says, okay, this big old sign I'm going to give you, because this is honestly an introduction, because for you guys, this sign is not that big. But for us, this sign is the Messiah. So it's really big.
The
It's not
scripture
just,
doesn't say that.
oh, but bro, don't interrupt me. I told you I'll give you your time. Like, this is the whole point of the debate. We
You
went to
told me
this
you was gonna
because
give me my time like 3 or 4 times and cut me off for what I thought was a simple question that you
Cody,
said.
you see I'm about to land, bro. And you see, like, can you please be honest, bro?
Cody, can I say something to you, my brother? Look, we're
I
all
mean,
friends here. Let's all be friends and have a normal
and I like you,
conversation,
bro.
G.
Like for real, you're
Yeah, for
cool,
real.
bro. You're cool, bro.
I'm
Like,
just saying
but right when you get to
we
right when you get to
can't be
landing the plane,
hypocritical.
you can tell it affect like
I'm
you don't
saying
like that.
no. What I'm saying is
It's
we
like a
can't
referee in
be
a
we.
boxing
What
match
I'm no,
stopping a
it's
fight
not
early.
that. It's
You know?
that what you're telling me is something you've already.
Okay,
You just told me what you're
okay. So,
saying.
but what
Ask
you
your chat.
also
We
Watch
should
this.
switch
Ask your
subjects.
chat.
Then.
Hold on, brother. Stop. Ask your chat is what you're saying. Something you've already said 3 or 4 times.
okay? Yes, because I haven't landed my plane. I've had said in like 4 different
You
ways.
have
And got
landed your
As
and
soon as
plane.
you're about to
every
land,
time I talk, you
interrupt.
talk over me. You ask the question, I'm responding, and you talk over me.
Let's start from that part where Jesus is like, all right,
No,
make
no, no,
sure
no,
you
no,
have
no.
faith.
Stop.
Go ahead, brother.
This is the facts. They came in here. They came in here with the problem with this
Mhm.
can't be Jesus Christ is
Yes.
it's starting off with the virgin part, right? And
Uh-huh.
they're giving us their high the end hitter is the end of this verse and that this can't relate to this already happened. That's their end hitter, right? That's the whole point that they like this, right? But
Okay, I
in
got
my
you.
paradigm, this is about the virgin birth, the
Which is
virgin who
which is the
birthed Jesus,
ultimate
right?
miracle. Yep.
So this is a miracle. And then the whole purpose of this Messiah was for the peace and salvation of us, right? So
Correct.
this sign, after 65 years after all this stuff happens, he tells Ahaz to ask me for a sign. And now I'm gonna give you a sign of a peace
Mhm.
that's gonna be like that you haven't had since the day Ephraim was saved.
And what was the
You feel
sign,
me?
brother? Let's go.
That you haven't had since this. I'm gonna give you this day of peace in the future. And if you go to the end of the freaking verse, it literally says, and as for all the hills that used to be hoed with the hoe, you will not come there for fears of briars and thorns. What is that talking about? Genesis in the beginning. The reason we got briars and thorns is because of sin. You will not come there for fears of briars and thorns, but they will become a place where cattle are let loose and where sheep tread, where you're free, where you're free.
Beautiful.
It's talking about an end time prophecy of a Messiah that's coming, and the whole point of him coming is to free us. And then later on, it goes all throughout Isaiah about him. So the problem is at the beginning of the argument, you already ruined your position conceding on the woman part. I've been just going on for the fun of it. When the moment you conceded that which you had to, because it's like
Bro, he
it's only
has no
honest to.
belief
No,
in Mother
listen,
Mary.
but earlier, the moment he conceded that it's a virgin birth, there's nobody else within the 65 years you
I
could
never
apply this
conceded
Man,
that it was a
prophecy
it's
to.
virgin birth.
You
impossible to
did. You
happen.
literally conceded.
Man,
That's why we
I
continued. I would
never
have
he
never
literally
conceded
even.
that it
said the
was a
virgin.
virgin
This is
birth.
on recording. Okay, pause. Cody,
Okay.
I like you, bro. This is on recording. The only reason I continued on through, because you remember we were going line by line. The only reason I continued, and we didn't continue until we got the lines down and we agreed. We agreed that you couldn't show me a single verse where Amma was used for a non-virgin, and you literally proved my point. You tried to go to four of them and
When
proved my
can I
point.
talk, bro? Because
And
it's like when
but
I'm not
listen,
talking.
no, you proved my point. So by their definition, you claim this prophecy went to Isaiah's prophecies, and automatically she's not a virgin, and you conceded to the virgin. So automatically the argument's done. I've just been going farther to prove to you that this is a sign of the Messiah. And as we've done this, even in my head, it's just been getting easier and easier to show you that this is the sign of peace in the future of Jesus Christ that you are rejecting. Now, do we want to, you conceded on this. Do we want to go to a different verse and that I can
No,
show you
I
the
never
Messiah again
conceded.
in?
I
Cody,
never
you don't
conceded
believe in
on
Mother
any.
Mary?
I never conceded that this was a virgin.
So this is not a
I
sign for
literally
future peace.
said
Okay, okay.
I
Is this verse not
I'm never.
pointing
It's
to a
okay, bro. I
Messiah
can't
in
talk.
Hey,
I
hey,
can't.
fullness?
It's
so he
not being
doesn't
fair.
believe in the
You're not
Mother
being fair
Mary?
Cody,
now,
you're
bro.
being dishonest, bro.
No,
That's the
you're not
problem.
being fair.
Cody,
I
you gotta
can't
be.
I
talk.
have it on
I
recording. You're
can't talk.
lying.
I
Hey, Cody,
can.
have you
I
noticed I
talk.
haven't talked this whole
When
Yes,
time?
you
can
can
I?
talk.
I can't
Cody, I
Don't
talk.
lie
haven't
though.
spoke this whole time, bro.
I can't talk.
I just want to ask you, so you don't believe there was Mother
I lit.
Mary?
Listen, when I tried, I never landed not one time.
Yes, you
Every
did that.
time I was talking and you said, "Hey, can you get a question in?" I said, "Hey, ask your question."
Yeah,
And
my
then your
question now
question
is,
became another teaching lesson of
is
what you
Virgin Mary real or not?
overly told me already.
So you
That's
don't
what I'm
believe
saying.
there was a
That's why I'm
virgin?
saying that it's not.
Wait,
Hold on, brother. That's why I'm
okay.
saying that it's not fair because what you're telling me is what you keep telling me the same thing over and over. Every time I try, I'm not landed one
Cody, we get
time.
it. We
Okay,
get it.
can you tell me how what I said was wrong then? What I just said. Can you tell me I was wrong before you interrupt?
Wrong in
I'll
regards
listen.
to what?
In general, in regards to my interpretation, I broke it
That's
completely
what
down.
I've been trying.
Tell
That's
me
what
how
I've
it.
been
Can
trying
you
to.
tell me how it's wrong, please?
Thank you. Thank you. Right? So for one, in the beginning of the verse, in the beginning of the chapter, we already know that that Ahaz was fearful, right? He was fearful of this. So
Yes.
just because God is telling him, "Hey, ask for a sign," like you can't say God can't give confirmation even after saying something. That's what God does. He can still give you confirmation of things
Okay,
that
can
He
we stop
said.
here?
Oh my
Because this
God,
this
it's
no wait,
okay. I'm
listen,
gone,
Cody.
bro. I'm
No,
gone,
All right,
bro.
listen.
Cody.
I'm
This
gone.
changes no
Good
Cody.
talking to you,
Because
dude.
you know
Hey,
why,
brother.
Cody, bro. Because this
Holy
changes the
crap,
whole
bro. They
argument. No,
cannot do
right
this.
there,
Oh
right
my
there
God.
is where he loses the debate. At that
They
point, when he
lost it.
stopped, he said, God can't. Why can't God give him confirmation of something else
Bro,
after
you're
a prophecy?
lying. Stop
No,
What
listen.
happened to
lying.
what
So
happened to
he
You're
gave him a
confirmation?
lying, bro.
listen,
Cody, one
Cody.
second, dude.
The confirmation is the
Stop
prophecy
saying
being
1 second, bro.
fulfilled.
You on his side, bro. You
Cody,
not
Cody,
being
no, no,
fair,
no,
bro.
Cody, can
Oh,
I tell you what the confirmation is? Because
You're
your whole
not
thing,
being fair.
Cody, can
You're
I?
not being fair.
Okay,
Every time
can
I
you
that
be?
talk,
doesn't
Can you
work,
be
you
bro.
fair
cut.
and give
That
me?
Okay,
doesn't
Can you be
work,
fair
Cody.
and let me
every time
respond?
I
And I
talk, do
be
you
fair and
cut
let
me
you
off?
respond.
Every
Cody, if
time I
you're
talk,
gonna
Okay,
do you
talk,
cut
we're
me
gonna
do
off?
we
talk
want to be
over you,
fair
bro.
or no?
Relax.
We can be fair now, and I can just because I've just found I just
I
realized
want to
what the
be
whole
able to
problem is right
talk.
now.
I want to be
Okay,
able to
talk,
talk.
talk, talk, talk.
I listen. This is the crazy thing. I disagree with your understanding, but I listen to you.
You didn't. You interrupted me like so many times.
I've let you land so many
At the
times, bro.
beginning, you were doing great, but once you realized you were wrong, you
No,
it
it's
went completely
no,
left.
Guys, I just
brother.
have one simple
I've
question.
let you land. You said the
I'd
same.
rather stop wasting our time on this and focus on the verse and the
Apologetic.
misconception,
Watch
I
this.
just
please.
Watch
have one
this.
simple question. He
Can I
doesn't
ask?
believe Virgin Mary
Can we
was real.
ask your chat something?
I
Because
don't,
I don't
bro.
want to make it seem
Can
like
you
I'm
answer
tripping.
my question
Yeah, please do it, Cody.
about
Can
what
I
you just said?
talk?
Okay, the state. I'm trying to clarify what you're saying, so there's no miscommunication from that point.
Okay.
So I'm not going to let you say multiple points and there already be a miscommunication at the first point, and it's going to be a problem later on.
Yeah, you
So
can't trade.
literally all I'm
Host.
asking you is because you said, what'd you say? You said, isn't it okay for God to give confirmation on the prophecy? Confirmation on this, on the fact that he's scared because he told him he's going to do that. It's okay for him to give confirmation, right? When God gives a prophecy, the whole point of a prophecy is when it gets fulfilled, you know God wasn't lying. That's the confirmation. So the whole point is God told him, I'm going to destroy them in 65 years. And then he
So
destroyed them. No, listen, don't interrupt me. He destroyed them in 65. I'll give you the same respect, I promise. He destroyed them in 65 years. That is the confirmation. If they're destroyed, and like I told you, it's separated. So if they get destroyed, the confirmation already happens. So when the Lord's telling them to ask him for a sign, the Lord's telling them to ask him for a sign about something else, but it's related to the peace. It's related to the
Cody,
confirmation of
bro,
peace that he
relax, bro.
got before.
okay, can I talk now?
Yes.
Can I go after
So
Cody? Thank
so
you.
so so you're telling me God never tells you something is going to happen and then gives confirmation of what he said is already going to happen. He
The
never does that.
confirmation is it happening. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point of a prophecy.
That's not my question.
Show me somewhere that happens in the Bible.
Can you answer my question? After God, you're telling me that God doesn't give confirmation after telling you something is going to happen. So God never tells you, hey, something is going to happen, and then gives confirmation of what he said is going to happen. He doesn't do that. Yes
Can
or
we
no?
break can we break this down?
I'm asking,
'Cause
can
this
you
is an
answer?
ill-formed
Can
question.
you
Okay,
can
this is an
that's not
ill-formed question. Can we break it down?
that's not an
Okay, ask
ill-formed
the
question.
question and I'll answer and clarify.
Thank
Okay?
you. Thank you.
And let me
So, and
clarify.
I'll give an example of that question,
No, you're
right?
good. Just ask the question. You're
Okay.
good. Just
The
ask the question.
question
You're good.
is, does God tell you that something is going to happen and then gives you some type of confirmation that what he said is going to happen is going to happen? Yes or no?
The answer is no.
All
That
Thank you
is
right,
very
then
much.
that
no. You
shows
just
me
said
you
I
have
can
that
clarify. You
shows
just
me
said
that
I can clarify. You just said I can clarify. Let me tell you why before you misunderstand why I say no. Let me clarify, Cody. Be honest. You just said you would let me. Don't lie. I've been being so. Well, we're trying. We're trying to work together. You just said you would let me. The answer is no. One reason, main reason, is because he's God and he's not a human. And we know God is perfect and God does not lie. So if God tells you something's going to happen and he gives you a prophecy, he's giving you a prophecy because he knows it's going to be fulfilled. And the fulfillment is the confirmation of the prophecy, which will have an effect on what he's trying to do to you. So he doesn't have to say, hey, don't worry, I didn't lie. He doesn't have to. He's God. He didn't lie. We can choose to doubt him or not. But he said if God says he's going to do something, he doesn't have to conform it. He has no reason to. That goes against his nature. He's going to do it. He's going to
okay,
do it. And the
cool.
Can I
Can I
say
confirmation
something
rebuttal?
now?
is him
It's my
doing
turn, real
it.
quick,
Hold
guys.
on, brother. Stop. Okay,
Wait, hold
can
on,
I
Cody.
rebuttal
Yeah,
and show?
yeah. I
Can
promise you, I'll give you a second. Just let
yeah
him.
Oh yeah,
yeah
go
Say,
ahead, Cody.
can I rebuttal? Can I rebuttal and
yes,
show you
yes.
where
But
you're a
address what
liar?
I said.
No,
Address what I said, please.
I'm addressing, right? I'm about to show you where you're a liar, and I'm about to show you where God tells people
Before you do,
things.
can you tell me what
Listen,
confirmation means?
confirmation is giving you some type of confirmation that what you just
You
said is
can't
going to
use
happen,
the word in the
like a
definition. What
sign,
is confirmation?
like a
A
sign,
sign. A
or a
sign of
prophecy,
what? Just a sign?
a sign of something that He already told you
So a sign that something he already told you is valid,
is
you mean?
going to happen. Yes, can I show you that?
Okay, show me that.
Thank you. Right. Because you just said no. I'm not, and the thing is, I'm not saying that he has to. What I'm saying is he does it. And let me
Well, you
show
were
you.
saying like he does it in every scenario. I'm
No,
saying in
that I
this
never said
scenario,
that. I
he
never said
does
that.
it. And the
I never
confirmation in
said
this
that.
verse is the prophecy
Brother,
being
can we
fulfilled.
have a conversation? I think
Yes,
right
we
now,
can.
I
I'm
think we're having
clarifying
a
to you so you understand what I said.
we're having a
I like this.
conversation in a combative way rather than understanding way, right?
So let's have an
So
understanding. Go ahead, brother Cody.
yeah. Let's have an understanding thing, right? So
Go
let me
ahead,
show
Jay.
you this, right? I'm not saying that he has to do it. What I'm saying is, in this context, this is what he's doing. Just like in other contexts, He tells people things and then he gives them a sign. He tells people things and then he gives them some type of confirmation of things that he already then told them. Now, outside looking in, we understand, yes, God is going to do what he says he's going to do. But then you also have in the Bible, God still tells people, hey, this is going to happen, but still gives confirmation. It makes no sense for God to tell this person when we have, matter of fact, let me just show you. Let me just, because I don't want to keep,
No worries. Go ahead.
I don't want
He
to keep,
gives
I don't want to keep guessing.
confirmation of something happening
He gives
or
confirmation.
confirmation that you are something.
No, he gives confirmation. I'm not saying he has to or he always does it. What I'm saying is he gives confirmation even after telling you something is going to happen. And I'm about to show you.
Okay, so let's go to this verse you're going. Can I
Okay.
ask one simple, small question with a small answer before we go?
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree or disagree that in at least in this case scenario, in general, when God gives a prophecy, him fulfilling the prophecy is confirmation? Would you agree or disagree?
Yes, from us, yes. From us reading the Bible, yes. Because we
Yes.
understand
Okay.
that God is going
So
to do it.
you,
But you got
so
people
you,
at during biblical times
okay. So
that
you would
probably
agree.
didn't understand or believe it.
So you would agree if at 9 it stopped and then time went by and the prophecy was fulfilled, he got his confirmation and then asked the Lord for a sign, or the Lord told him to ask for a sign, it would be about something different, right?
No,
If that's the case.
that
If no, I'm saying if that's the case.
that can't be the case because Isaiah's having a conversation with Ahaz right there. So this is where Ahaz is telling him all at one time. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
it says
This is
no,
not
no. It
something.
says
This is
no
not
because it
something
stops and
different,
it says again, and also in almost every Bible is separated with a chapter with a title that kind of summarizes the paragraphs are talking about.
brother.
So it
This is
literally,
Isaiah. So this is not Isaiah's not talking to Ahaz this whole chapter.
I'm not saying he hasn't. Of course, Isaiah is kind of the one that speaks the Lord's words to Ahaz, that the Lord spoke to him. But after 9 happens, after the Lord spoke to him in in verse 9 and 8 and 9, then it says again the Lord spoke to Ahaz. So he spoke to him again after this, right? And so we have to understand right now the debate is if this prophecy was fulfilled or not, but it wouldn't make sense at all if by the time he spoke to him again, if what happened before wasn't fulfilled, the rest of the chapter does not make sense. That's what I'm saying. That's why we've been running through a
Thousand
It
problem.
does,
exactly.
but
It's
it
because
does
no,
it
but
does, but
you're
not from
that
your
I'm saying,
paradigm.
but I'm saying that single presupposition is why we've been having all these problems. Imagine if you take away that one presupposition, even if you don't believe it, just imagine that's the case, that there would literally be no problem.
No, because we still have to
Can I
keep
ask you a simple?
my thing is we
What?
have
No,
to
no, no.
keep
You said no. You
everything.
said no. What would the problem be if those were two separate? And if this is in two separate signs and two separate times, and one was God speaking to Ahab, gave him a prophecy: the land's going to be destroyed. You're going to be safe. It happens, and then he wants to talk to Ahaz and work through him some more and say, "Hey, I got another sign for you." What
because
if
the
that? If
context
that's the
because the
case, what's wrong
context
with that?
because the context of all of this is supposed to happen within 65 years.
That's not true. It says the death
Okay.
of it. No, no, no. Because this is your problem. You're assuming that the sign. You're assuming that the sign is supposed to happen in 65 years of the son from the virgin birth. What
What's
it
the
says
sign
in
for?
no, listen, listen. What it says in chapter. What it says in verse 8. It says that the shattering of Ephraim being a people will be what happens in 65 years. It doesn't conclude 10 and down. It's literally that's a whole the only that has only to do with Ephraim being shattered from a people. The
That
other
chapter.
sign is a whole different sign. That's not
If
the
you
same
read
thing.
if you read verse 16,
We
it's
read the whole
telling
chapter
if
today
you
4
read hold on,
times.
let me go now. Let me go. You just said what you
Can I
said. Let
land
me
something really
rebuttal.
quick, brother?
Let me rebuttal. Hold on, brother. You're
You
being
got
a
15
stumbling block.
minutes.
You're being a stumbling block right now. Hold
Okay,
on.
no problem. Go ahead.
It says that Ephraim will be no longer a people within 65 years. When we go to verse 16, it's saying that before that child knows to reject evil and good, so before this child is old enough to understand these things, the land of those two kings will be deserted.
Okay.
Meaning those people, right, that are no longer going to be a people, are going to be obviously taken from that land by way of the king of Assyria.
Okay, and
So
this happened previous to the son being born, right?
listen, the
No, does
comfort,
this happen previous to the son being born? Yes or no?
no, this happens after the child is born.
Okay, so you're going against the Bible. You're going directly against
How am I
Scripture.
going against the Bible?
Because it literally says that days when this son is born, it's, remember, we said this was all one day, that talking about the sign of the son. When this son comes, that it will be a day that hasn't came since the day Ephron came. So that would have already happened.
When the Assyrians came and conquered those two kingdoms, was there peace in the days of Judah?
That's the whole point of the verse. That's saying the peace that will come with this son that's born of a virgin, it will be like the days of this. So it already happened. That's my whole point. It already happened.
The peace
Yes,
is
bro,
coming.
you realize that you're just
If
lying
you,
right now.
no, if you read the context, brother.
We read the
about
whole
this.
chapter.
Watch this. Watch
We
this.
read the whole chapter,
Yes.
Cody.
Think about what I'm saying, bro. Again, you don't have to agree.
I'm
but
thinking about what.
you
Okay, but
listen.
no, but look.
You're thinking
When you
about
said
it from.
that, when you
Listen,
said
you're
that,
thinking
the
about it.
second, no,
You're
stop,
still
stop.
thinking
Cody,
about
slow
it from.
down.
You're not
Slow
trying to
down. I
understand.
put your paradigm on, but when
You
I
haven't.
we
You
no,
understand
haven't.
listen. When you
passionate.
were
listening
talking,
to
I put your
rebuttal.
paradigm on. But then when you finished talking, while
Apollo.
your paradigm was
I
on, there
can
was a
never finish
problem.
talking. I can
While
never
there was
finish
a
Can I land
talking.
something
problem
really
while I
quick?
had your paradigm on, and then
I
I
can
put my
never finish
paradigm
talking.
on, and the problem disappeared.
My
I can
brothers,
never
I
finish
can
talking.
solve this whole situation. Can I
Let
I
speak
Gabe
can
now?
never
talk. No,
finish
no, no,
talking.
Cody. Let
Thank you,
Gabe
Prince.
Gaba talk. He been trying to talk
Yeah,
the whole
so
time.
my
Let
name
Gaba
is
say
my
something,
name is
and you could
Giovanni.
talk
Nice
as
to
much as
meet
you
you
want.
guys, bro.
His ass in the way.
No,
My
let
name
him
is
talk, and
Giovanni.
you could talk as much as
Cody,
you want.
my bad, brother, if you think I'm in the way. My name is Giovanni, by the way. Nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Cody, Apollo. Do you guys believe God created the devil and Jesus?
See what I'm saying? This
Yes
ain't
or
got
no?
God
nothing to do
didn't
with
Cody,
create
one
a devil.
second.
God created an angel that rebelled against him.
Correct. The angel, Lucifer, rebelled. Do we all agree?
That he
That's true.
created an
Yes or no?
angel? Are you trying to say he created bad, or are you just trying to say he
I just
created
want to.
somebody
I just
who?
want to ask Cody this: do you believe in the devil? Yes or no, Cody?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you do believe in Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Okay.
So is he calling Jesus Christ a devil?
No,
I don't know
because
what he's
God
talking
created.
about.
God is the creator. He created everything. Jesus, the devil, every single aspect in the universe. Thank you, brother. May God bless you. If you believe in Lucifer, obviously you got to be afraid of God, not Lucifer. He's the creator, dude. Lucifer, a coward. Come on, Cody. I got
Brother,
you.
I never said that I didn't believe in God. What are you talking about?
But you believe in the devil? That makes no sense, dude.
What do you
Thanks,
mean
bro. I
believe
just
in it?
landed, bro. I just landed. I'm
I
good.
don't know. I don't
You
know what you're
believe in
talking
a
about, bro.
devil, but don't believe in his fucking creator, God? Come on, bro.
All
That's
right,
why I
yeah,
just told you I never said that I didn't believe in God. I don't know where you're
yeah.
getting it
I'm
from.
not gonna lie. I thought he was sincere for a second. It seemed like it at the beginning, but I'm
No.
not with
So
that.
again,
It's just you and me.
I think what we're having, brother. This is why I keep telling you. This is why I'm asking you to just hear me out because
I
I'm not
have, and
asking you. I'm
okay,
not
pause
asking. Listen.
before you say that, because you're saying I'm not hearing you out, and I'm telling you I have. And
Listen.
now,
Listen.
look, I'm gonna give you a whole 2 minutes. This is my live, so trust me. I'm gonna give you a whole two. I'll give
Oh
you a
my
whole
God, bro.
uninterrupted. Listen. I'll give you a whole uninterrupted 2 minutes.
This
But
is
the
crazy,
only
bro.
problem we are having is you are presupposing that
You about
one
to say the
to eight.
same thing.
No, okay, so you have to deal with it. Listen.
Brother,
No,
I
be
listen.
quiet. I just told you I'll give you 2 minutes. I just told you I'll give you 2 minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes. It's just you and me. No one can interrupt us. I will give you 2 minutes. I'll give you 10 minutes if you want. Okay? But every time I tell you that, you interrupt me immediately. Okay. I know. You're on mute, so I can't even hear you. So like just keep it like that, please, for a second. I'm trying to help us in this conversation. So if you want to be helped, trust me. Okay? I've been honest with you. Your argument falls at the moment that you presuppose 10 all the way down to the end of the chapter is within the 65 years of that place being destroyed, or even on the 66th year. That is you're presupposing that this speaking of Ahaz and God, or Ahaz and Isaiah, happened like within the same day, back to back. That's what you're presupposing, or even the same week. No, the reason this argument fails is because if this prophecy of the land being destroyed did not happen before the second time he went to go, before the second time Ahaz spoke to the Lord, then literally the whole chapter would not, like, it literally makes the whole chapter not make sense immediately. Because then at that point, you would have to say that this prophecy has to happen within these 65 years. And the prophecy isn't the land being, there's already a prophecy of the land being destroyed. But the prophecy of the son would have to happen within the 65 years. And the prophecy of the son is literally just comparing that day to how the day was when the land was destroyed, how he trusted him after the 65 years happened. So this already happened, because when it comes to in that one speaking in Isaiah, I promise you I'm gonna land. And in 10 to 25, you notice how it said, after it said, lying be delusional, prove it. Come up and prove it. I don't know if he left on purpose. But after it says that that threw me off point when he left.
It's okay, bro. I really appreciate
You're
you.
good. Hey, we talk again. We'll talk about something else or continue
Nah,
this.
I don't think I'm coming back, bro. You're not fair,
You're
bro.
good. It's just you
want to preach.
You didn't really logically do nothing.
You're preaching me the same thing without.
Okay. Can you prove to me how this prophecy was fulfilled?
Can I just say a quick goodbye, real quick, just so you can just understand?
Okay, one second. Before you say goodbye, if you want for us to be on good terms, because I want us to be on good terms, because I want you to be on. Brother. I know, but you leaving, I want you to at least leave honest, okay?
I'm leaving honest.
Okay, so this is my life. Remember, I want you to leave honest so we're on good standings. I'm going to ask you a question. Whatever that, then you can say your bye. Whatever that, I won't ask you nothing after that. But this prophecy, right? This prophecy being spoken of of the child coming from a virgin woman, and this happening in the days of peace, and it'll be compared to the time Ephraim was left, right? Was departed. This prophecy, if Isaiah's wife or prophetess was not a virgin in the beginning, despise everything. And in my opinion, everything else is even stronger than this part. But this part is small, but it's the most honestly uneven be able to argument. If Isaiah's wife was not a virgin, right, when she conceived the child, does that mean that this prophecy was not fulfilled in this time? And we've already, like, it says a virgin woman. We've already discovered that. So can you answer my question is Isaiah's wife a virgin who fulfilled this prophecy 10 and down?
Yes.
She is.
Yes.
She was a virgin that conceived the child.
The prophet is in verse 8, in chapter 8 of Isaiah. Yes.
No, I'm talking about 10. I'm talking about 10 and down.
Yeah, I'm saying 10 and down. The fulfillment of 10 and down happened in the very next chapter.
In the very next chapter. So yeah, this is what I'm asking. So are you saying that
no matter how you want to put it,
okay, no. So if you're saying that, then that would mean Isaiah's prophetess, right? His wife, or whatever you want to call her, right, was a virgin who didn't have sex and had a child.
No, she was somebody a young maiden that he went into that had a child. He was a young woman.
So you're telling me
went into.
So you're telling me the word Alma, we didn't already discover that there's not one spot in the scripture it's used as young woman.
It doesn't have to be used in one spot, because we understand that.
I'm saying there's not one spot.
Oh my God! That's why I say it's cool, bro. It's cool, bro. It's cool. I can never land. I can never talk. It was good talking to you. I don't think we're listening to understand. I think you're listening to rebuttal with your own argument. Right? Because the thing is, when you dialogue, it's not about persuading who's wrong or right. It's about actually listening to understand. I think when you talk, I listen to understand. I think when I talk, you're listening to rebuttal with your own doctrine rather than to understand.
Every time I said something, you just said, no, that's wrong. You haven't actually, I've given you rebuttals to what you've been saying.
And I can never give a full rebuttal.
Me.
Because I can't.
Because
because
you get
I
halfway through
can't.
your words and
Because
then you
when
start
I
throwing out
try,
fallacies
you
and
cut me out.
presuppositions.
When I
All right.
try,
All
you
right.
cut me off.
So
Every
you're
single
saying the
time
word
I
Alma.
try,
Okay, so you're
you
gonna
cut.
leave.
That's why I
Okay,
say
so
it's
this is
cool,
your
bro. It's
honest position.
cool.
Okay,
Like it
so
ain't no
you're
bad
honest.
blood.
Okay,
It ain't
you're
no bad
honest.
blood.
You're
You
good.
cool, bro. It's
We're
just
leaving.
we
All right,
can't have a
listen.
dialogue.
Okay,
We can't have
cool.
a dialogue.
Cool. You're leaving, but your honest leaving message is that this word is not used for is used as a young woman in the scriptures. That's your interpretation, that this word is used as other than virgin in the Bible, going directly against the Bible.